Network General Membership Meeting. Before we start the meeting, I just want to highlight a few housekeeping rules. First, today's meeting is being recorded. Please make sure that your microphone is on mute. And you can submit questions at any time using the chat feature. So feel free to click the chat and send any questions or comments using the chat, okay? Now for today's agenda, we will have, after Abby, we will have, thank you. We will have a presentation with our outreach and membership chair about our mission and vision and how you can help. After that, we will do a breakout for networking and some reports out for each of our committees. Then we will have a short break, and because we are in the Asian Pacific American Heritage Month, we have a special presentation from the WIN leaders, Joanne Lee and Kim Sauer. So we have a very particular agenda today, and then towards the end, we will do breakout sessions for committee work. So we are really happy to see you, all of you here today. And with any further ado, please let's receive Abby Chavez, our chair.
Hola, hola. Gracias por estar aquí. Thank you for being here. This is our second general membership meeting, and I just have to say that it makes me really happy to see how many of you guys are taking the time out of your day to be here with us, given that it is a really gorgeous day outside right now as I look out my sunny window. So I am really glad you guys are here. Like Indira had mentioned, we have a packed agenda today, and we are taking into account what you guys are telling us. You want more networking opportunities. You want to be able to help out LLN, and we want to do it in a space where it's not taking up more of your workday than there needs to be. So I'm hoping that in this 2-hour block, you are able to not only get that networking opportunity with other Latinos that you are wanting, and that you guys are able to see what our committees are doing. So during the breakout sessions at the end for the committee work, if there is a specific committee that you would like to participate in, you are more than welcome to do so. It will be set up in a way that the breakout rooms will be named, and you can join whichever one of those committee work or breakout rooms you want to participate in. If you have any questions whatsoever, please throw them in the chat. I've got a wonderful board that will be answering them throughout the meeting. And I just want to say thank you for being here once again. And now with you, I am going to be handing it over to Rafael Lozano and Monica Hupp to talk about LLN's mission and vision and how you can help.
Hi, everybody. Yo soy Rafael Lozano, como dijo Abby. Estoy muy contento de estar aquí con ustedes. I am very happy to be here. Like Abby said, this is our second general board meeting, and you know, this is paying tenfold on where we want to go with LNN. I will be talking to you very briefly about our vision and mission alongside Monica Hupp. And you know, one of the things that I got out of the first meeting that I was able to take out of as a result of the first meeting was that Monica joined me as the outreach and community partnerships and recruitment person. So I mean, this thing is working out the way that our vision and mission is supposed to be going. So what is our mission? Well, our mission is to network, right? To bring the Latinos, Latinx, and Hispanics, and bring all of us together in state employment, and provide us with a network that we can use and take advantage of in support of one another professionally. Everybody's invited. But the focus here with this business resource group, of course, is the Hispanic community, the Latino community. And I mentioned those two because there's some kind of a little disconnect between Latino and Latinx and Hispanic. So so I make sure I'm addressing everybody that is listening to us. We try to promote professional development, and that is our goal. One of the things that you are going to find, if you already haven't, is that we continue to do sessions, brown bag sessions, training sessions. We get speakers, we get information out continuously, sometimes 3, sometimes 4 times a month through different means. We have our newsletter, we have our, like I said, our brown bag sessions, and all the other events that we put together to try to reach out and kind of provide everybody with something that they can use professionally, they can use as a tool and put tools in their toolbox. We encourage leadership opportunities through LNN. That's what really at the core of what we do. We want to make sure that our brothers and sisters are taking advantage of the opportunities that are available to them to get promoted into positions of leadership. We know that we have a lot of ground to cover when it comes to coming up in the numbers to be to reflect the percentage of employment when it comes to the leadership of when we look at the numbers, the statistics numbers of us Latinos in the state employment. We try to, and that's also at the core of what we do, to foster cultural connections and awareness. We have expanded and keep expanding. We have expanded as far as we are collaborating with Parks and Recreations, which, by the way, is another state agency. And we're finding ways through our committees to come together. Parks and Recreations has offered us the opportunity to go out there and enjoy what they have to offer in public lands, and encourage us to come together. And in the near future, we are going to be looking at events in which we can come together with our families, with our children, and break bread together and take advantage of what's available out there in the state of Washington. We, of course, take advantage of all the opportunities we can to celebrate our culture, and by bringing all this together, be a catalyst for change and growth for all of us. And Monica, what do you think? Did I cover everything there? Is there anything that comes to mind to you?
I think you captured just about all of it. The vision for the group, as I understand it, is to help connect the Washington State employees Latino workforce into this community. And ever since I joined, that's exactly what I feel like I've gotten. A ton of support. This, like I said, to put it best, a virtual community for me as a new employee of Washington State, and hopefully a new resident of Washington State. It's given me a place to feel like I'm not just at home, but also that my ideas and the vision for my growth in my career are going to be supported by other well-vested leaders who have tremendous ideas, and a lot of people that I can learn a lot from while exploring the other talents that I might be able to bring to Washington State. So I think you covered it all, Rafael.
That's great. And one of the things, and this is what brings it all together, and why you're here, is that we're growing. We are just in the infancy level. We're not even teenagers yet when it comes to BRG, and we have the sky's the limit. We have a lot to contribute for one another, to one another. We can provide mentorship. We can provide guidance. There's a wealth of experience. I myself, it'll be 24 years in December that I've been with state employment. And if you look at the rest of the members, when you put us all together, there is a vast amount of information and potential mentorship for all of you. How can you help us? Well, the number one way that you can help us, really, that one of the things that it's in my front burner is we need to embrace Eastern Washington. We need to bring Eastern Washington to these meetings. I need to be able to get the word out there. If you can help me do that, or if you can give me some pointers on how to do that, I'll be very grateful. The other way is join one of our committees. It's a lot of fun. The expectation is minimum in regards to what we expect from you in regards to being a member, a full vested member of our LNN. If you can give 6 to 10 hours a month to our Latino Leadership Network, that would be wonderful. Or if you can give more, of course, more is okay. One thing that I want to mention is this is part of the governor's initiative. So, I mean, this is part of your job. If you look at it in the way that I have looked at it since I've been with LNN, it's going on 3 years, is this becomes part of other duties as assigned, if you want to look at it that way. And that's a conversation that we can have later on, but it is part of your, you're endorsed by the governor. That's what I'm trying to say. And with that said, anything and last thing that you want to say, Monica, before we give our little time up?
No, just wanted to echo your call to anyone that feels a calling to any of the committees. They're doing tremendous work. And I think if you feel like you have a passion for something that is shared today, don't be afraid to speak up. This is a very welcoming space to share your ideas.
And with that, thank you very much for giving me that and give Monica this time to speak. Muchas gracias a todos.
Thank you. As part of this and how you can help, I want to give Tony Griego, our Policy and Performance Director, a few minutes to talk about our upcoming elections that we mentioned at last month's general membership meeting.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Abby. Before I mention that, I should mention that participating in business resource groups is approved for use for state time. So you don't have to take leave or work your schedule around to participate in groups like LLN or any of the other business resource groups. I believe a actual policy will be coming out, I believe in June, making that clear, and that's covered by the governor's recent executive order. So if you ever have concerns about using state time to participate in a business resource group, know that you are covered and that you shouldn't be taking leave to participate, because this is important for the state as a whole and improving services to state employees and Washington state residents. I'll speak very briefly on our upcoming elections. We have our next term for our chair and co-chair will begin in July and run through the fiscal year. And so in June, we will be having elections. The way that our charter and bylaws work right now is active members of LLN can either be nominated or self-nominate if you're interested in running for the chair or co-chair position. And active members are those members who can vote in those elections. Active membership at the moment is defined by if you've been participating in the Latino Leadership Network at least for the last 6 months. And so many of you have participated either by attending meetings like this or our board meetings or a subcommittee meetings. So depending on how long you've been participating in any of those sorts of groups, you may be an active member. If you've been receiving the newsletter, that's also a good way to tell how long you've been participating. So we're excited about this. We'll have a session in the next general membership meeting to introduce the candidates, and then there will be a very short voting session over an online survey. So yeah, so we're all excited to have you here, and look forward to the future of LLN. Thank you, Abby.
Thank you. And so now our next up in the schedule is going to be our networking breakouts. So if you give me just a few minutes, I will break you guys out and then let you guys have that opportunity to network.
If you can put Monica with me, that would be great.
Hello, who is calling from 4867?
That's Steve Camerer.
Hey, Steve, it's Abby.
Hey, Abby.
Everybody's in breakout rooms right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I'm having real spotty service. I just got to a white path. I'm in Packwood right now.
Oh, yeah, I've made that drive plenty of times, so I know how spotty that service can get.
Mm-hmm. It was
How
my
was
first time
it?
back in Yakima. It was great.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been out that way shoot, I think since before winter. Hey, Flora.
Hello.
We've got everybody in networking breakouts. So if you would like to join one, I can. And if you just want to sit here and wait, you can do that too.
Yeah, I can just sit here and wait. I don't want to join when they're already started. It's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. They're going to be in a breakout until about 3:45. So I'm just trying to see if I can get some other work done.
I will follow your lead and do the same.
That works. So I've got a question for you. Can you see when the menu pops down?
What do you mean by menu?
So right now you should be seeing a slide that says networking breakouts.
Correct.
Can you see the menu on top that says like mute, start video, like all the menu options?
No,
Okay.
I can only see mine that's at the bottom, but I don't see yours.
Okay, perfect. That's because I'm recording, which this part will get edited out, but I want to make sure that if I like mute myself, that people aren't seeing me do that.
Yeah, no, I don't see it. I just see the slide is the only thing I see
Okay,
on your
perfect.
screen.
Perfect. That's what I needed. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome back, everyone. All right, we are going to go ahead and keep moving on the agenda. Next up, we will have report outs from all of our subcommittee chairs. And this is just an opportunity to hear a little bit more about what each of the committees are doing. It'll be high level. They won't go into a lot of detail, but you can definitely get more information when we do the breakouts for the committee work at the end of our meeting. So with that, I will pass it over to Indira. She is the chair for our Health and Wellness Committee.
Thank you, Ali. And I was caught up on the middle of the sentence in my network, and I love that. Okay, and so for the health and wellness, we have some events coming up, and we also have current events. So I just want to remind you to join our wellness challenge. This is a fun and competitive fitness activity for all the LLM members, allies, families, and friends. And what you do is you join us and you participate in the way that you can with all the different challenges that we have, like dancing or running or walking or doing workout in your desk. All of those activities, there is no limitation. And there is another way that we can keep connected and helping each other to be active, okay? To be active and be healthier. The other activity that we have closer is on May 22nd, we will have a guided hike in the Miller Sylvania State Park. For that event, you need to register, and I will put all the links as soon as I finish in the chat. And we will have the State Park Ranger, Janet Shunk. She will lead us in this 2-hour hike. And it will be a chance for us to walk. It's going to be a short hike. And if possible, maybe we can do a picnic. We can, interact with other people, keeping it safe and wearing our masks, but also being outside. Then on June 9, we will have how to create LGBTQ+ safe space. The idea is to learn how to create inclusive environments for LGBTQ workers and other marginalized communities. This will be an online event, and you will need also to register for this one. Just because we want to keep it to 100 people for the type of workshop, and this will be a 2-hour event too. And then in June 27, we will have another guided hike to the Stolney State Park and the beach naturalists from the Puget Sound Estuarians. Meet the Beach program will be on hand to guide us how to explore those critters on the shore. So we have some events coming up, and I'm very excited to see you all here, here today, and looking forward to see you in those activities. Thank you. Thank you, Abby.
Thank you. And next up, we will be hearing from our DEI chairs.
Hello, that's me. Steve, are you on?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Oh, there you are. Yes. So I'm Jovita Ramirez, and Steve is, we're the co-chairs for the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion DEI subcommittee. And we also have Marta Araña and Monica Hupp. I never asked Monica how to pronounce her last name. and Julie Perales also have joined us. So we're excited because it used to be just the 2 or 3 of us. But I'll talk a little bit about that, and then I'll let Steve also chime in. But we have been putting on some lunch and learns, and those have been very well received. We started out with New Year's traditions. We also did a lunch and learn on disabilities. Last week we did one on boards and commissions, and we're looking forward to doing one probably in June or July. We the DEI subcommittee strives to create an organizational culture and climate in which every voice is valued and heard. And we are focusing on developing resources that will help create a supportive and positive and inclusive work environment for BRG members. And we are also looking to partner with other BRGs and have some type of networking events in the future. And so I got to do my plug. If you're interested in joining DEI subcommittee, you can contact one of us or Rafael, Rafael. I never know which way comes talk to us, and we can have you attend one of our meetings that we meet bi-weekly and see if you like what we're doing, and then we can have you talk to Rafael about that. What am I forgetting, Steve?
The 2 things that I was just thinking about here as I'm driving. One is DEI in general. So I'm really curious to know, and I can't see how many people are in our meeting, but I'm just curious to know what people are interested in. I know that I spoke about it a little bit in the breakout room, that I've been going full force into everything DEI since last year, February, March, because I've been interested in anti-racism since about 2000, probably before. But I'm interested to know what people are interested in, so we can start presenting and providing resources for education, resources, be they videos, books, anything like that. And then the other thing that I was thinking about today is about the collaboration that you mentioned. I think that we've focused in on that collaboration, and I think it started with our lunch and learn with WIN, with DIN, Disability Inclusion Network. And like, we've just kind of been honed in on that. And I think it was last week, was it that we met Jovita with Berg and with WIN? Was that last week?
The lunch and learn last week?
No, when we had the meet and greet with Berg and WIN.
Oh yes, and we got a follow-up scheduled.
Yeah, and we're really trying to collaborate with other BRGs. I think it just makes us stronger, and we can just bounce ideas off one another. We can learn from one another, and we will all become stronger as those things happen. So yeah, those are the 2 things I was thinking about. It. What are people interested in DEI and getting stronger in it? And then just want to tell everybody that we're busy collaborating and working to increase our collaboration at every turn with other people, because we know that we don't have all the answers, and we know that, like I said, we get stronger when we include other people, other BRGs.
Yes. What Steve said. So I will end there so we can have time for the other committees to report out. And just let us know if you're interested. Contact one of us or Rafael. Thank you.
Yeah, like always I said, we would love to have you at one of our meetings.
Yeah, we would.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Up next, we have got Victor Andino with our Communications and Marketing Subcommittee.
Yes, hello. I'm going to go ahead and blatantly make a pitch for my committee. So during the end of today's meeting, the last half hour, we're gonna look for people who are interested in sitting in on a committee session. And I will be going over some of the fun things that we're needing to support LLN in terms of communications. We're looking for people who are interested in writing, storytelling, graphic design, web design, social media, and there's lots and lots more. So if even any of that sounded interesting to you, meet me at 3:30. As part of my report out, I actually wanted to turn the table on you guys and say everyone who is attending this meeting can be a communicator. We can provide you with information about our events, and you can share that with your colleagues at your agency. And by doing so, I think you can become an agency hero because you'll be sharing information that somebody else could benefit from when we, we're offering really interesting professional development opportunities, opportunities to connect. So somebody's going to be like, wow, that's great. Thanks for sharing that. So share it. There's multiple ways to keep track of what we're doing. We have our newsletter. We have our webpage on the Commission on Hispanic Affairs website. So those are the two main ways to kind of at a glance keep track of what events that we have coming up. And I really can't stress it enough because when you help spread out this information, you'll help grow our membership. You'll help grow our participation at events. And like I said, though that participation is gonna benefit so many more people, and that's what we want to do. That's why we're here. Another thing that you can do is maybe kind of corral the other Latino folks in your agency. For some reason, you may have heard about LLN, but another person working in your department or another program may not have heard about LLN, but you know them and you know they're a fellow Latino. So share some of what we're putting out there with your Latino coworkers. And one thing that I'm hoping to be able to do is kind of just have a package of information that you can copy and paste, share it with your state agency newsletter, or if that's some kind of electronic bulletin board, whatever is the way that they're communicating at your agency, tap into that. We should imagine if we were all doing that, we could grow so much and do so much more. And it's an easy lift, I think. You're probably already tapped into the kind of communications that your agency puts out. So, leverage it. I am going to share in the chat a couple of pieces of marketing material that you can use as kind of an introduction. Or let's say you do promote something at your agency and someone reaches back to you and says, oh, I'd like to know more. I don't want you to go, well, go contact so-so. You can share either a flyer. We have a one-page flyer and we have a multi-page flyer. So depending on their level of interest, you kind of feel them out and say, okay, well, here's our quick and easy flyer. Or if they're asking you a lot of questions, the multi-page one has a Q&A, full-page Q&A, answers a lot of questions about who we are and what we're about. I'm also going to share in the chat our social media links. I would love to see our Facebook go just kind of blow up. If more of you could go on when you're on Facebook and like a message and share our messages, because that will help us grow. We do want to share things with the broader community. We do so often. So we kind of need ourselves to be putting and sharing our Facebook messages out there. So again, it perpetuates and it reaches more people. And it's been a component for LLN for some time to also want to be linked and active within our broader community, not just with the state workers. And of course, the other benefit is that people hear about positive things from state workers, maybe they'll apply for state positions. So a lot of benefit there to doing that, to just kind of following us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube, so we can grow that that base, that audience base. Right now, we have 1,600 followers on LinkedIn. So, hey, if you're not on LinkedIn, man, you're missing out. Imagine just being able to connect to 1,600 people if you've got a really great job position at your agency that you want to let people know about. And if sorry, I'm seeing Abby is giving me the hook here. I talk too much. So I'll share my links. And let me pass on the baton to my colleagues. Sorry for going over.
I'm sorry about that, but we have Win who is coming in to present at 4:05, and I want to make sure to give Tony and Rafael time as well. So with that, we will move on to Rafael, who is running our membership and outreach subcommittee.
Thank you, Abby. So my spill, I know I have talked a lot today, but I enjoy doing that. That's part of a position, a really wonderful position that one of you might want to join as outreach and recruitment. It'd be nice to have another member join us or two. But anyway, I started this position in December of this year. And today I did looked at my numbers, and to date, I have interviewed 18 people. So, hey, life is good when it comes to, as far as recruitment and outreach is concerned. So the grounds are there to grow even bigger. Imagine if there was more than one of us doing this kind of stuff. And now there's two. Monica just got on board. But anyway, so out of the 18, most of the folks that I have interviewed, I see them from time to time. So we have a tendency to keep folks. We apparently and obviously have good stuff to offer to everyone. One of the things that I see voids, and it's part of my front burner goals, is Eastern Washington. Like I mentioned earlier, I like to put more energy into reaching out to those state employees in Eastern Washington. And that will, and by doing that, that will kind of we'll have the domino effect of reaching out some of the folks in Eastern Washington that might want to apply for state employment. The other thing is that in Washington, I was here in Washington for 15 years in higher education. And when I was in higher education, I was a member of the Hispanic Roundtable. And for those of you who don't know, the Hispanic Roundtable puts a lot of energy into getting young Latino kids into going, the energy is into getting them to go from graduating from high school and going into college. Where I see a void that we need to pay attention to is what do we do, after we get these young men and women to graduate from college? How do we influence them, or how do we provide them with enough insight to encourage them to apply for state employment, and to show them that it is not a difficult process, that it is intimidating. We all know that, especially some of us who haven't done it any kind of specific application for employment, but to be mentors to them and encourage them to apply for state employment so we can get more Latinos into positions of leadership. That leads to leadership and making decisions down the road, political decisions, my goodness, decisiones legislativas. And with that said, Victor mentioned LinkedIn. I looked at LinkedIn at least twice a week. Is active as well, keeping in mind what he said about employment. A lot of us, when we do hiring committees, when we're part of hiring committees, when I was in the part of the hiring process, one of the first things I did when I had a packet of applicants that I filtered down to the potentials, I took a cruise through LinkedIn and looked at if they had a LinkedIn account and what was in the LinkedIn account. That is not Rafael's only, I did not do that because I'm so original. I learned this from my supervisors, and it is a pretty common practice to look at the LinkedIn account on someone. It is not unusual to have that happen. So what I'm saying is, if you want to join LinkedIn, please join us. We have a lot to offer, like Victor said. And if you don't have one, you should think about having one, creating one. And then it forces you to have your information up to date and ready to load up into your application for a position out there. And I've been hit several times I've been hit by folks that want to hire me. I'm where I'm at because I love what I do and I'm happy where I'm at. And that is not the case with some people. So what I'm saying is there's another avenue for you out there, and if you want to use it. And that's all I have to say. If you want to join my committee, please, I'm waiting. Thank you.
Thank you, Rafael. Up next is our Policy and Performance Director, who is also the chair for our Best Practices Subcommittee. Tony?
I'm looking at that picture and I'm a little bit squished in it. I'm a little bit taller than that. So I'll go quick. So the Best Practices Subcommittee is where we take, we look at what's happening in the world. We try and gather data, and so that way we can point to areas of opportunity like Rafael was talking about, where young Latinos may be graduating high school or college and looking to start a career with the state. How can we help identify best practices or policies that the state could put into place to improve recruitment? Or how can we influence the state so that we're able to retain Latinos in the workforce? That way somebody comes on board, they don't leave a year later, that they actually stay with it and grow and develop and eventually retire with the state. So we've been working on a survey report. We conducted a survey back in December, and from that, once we're complete with that, we'll be able to look at a variety of areas that we could explore and make recommendations or to either agencies or state HR on ways the state could improve and be an employer of choice for Latinos. It's a group that I want to not only help with the overall mission of the Latino Leadership Network, but also to help develop the people participating in it and give real world experience so that you can put it on your resume to say, hey, I helped create this report, or I helped develop this policy recommendation. And because that's one area personally I've had a hard time with when I didn't have experience, was getting something on paper so that I could say, yeah, I know I can do the job, but to actually say, I did this over here. And that's the experience that will help somebody get a position with the state or advance their career. So if you're interested in doing that type of work, there's lots of opportunity. I know we're all busy, but this can be really interesting and impactful work. So thank you. I hope I didn't talk too fast.
No, you were fine. Thank you. Okay, so now that you've heard from all of our subcommittees, I just want to make one final pitch about our next meeting. Our next membership meeting is June 8th from 3 to 5. Victor will be putting in the chat a survey link. We would love to hear your feedback on this month's meeting, as well as anything that you've heard about today. So with that, I am now going to be passing it over to Joanne Lee, who is the vice chair for the Washington Immigrant Network, also known as WIN, which is another BRG that is here and available to you guys. So with that, I will pass it over.
Thank you, Abby. And I can't seem to share my screen.
Yes, give me a second. You moved in my list here as I was making you a co-host.
Oh,
Okay, there you go. So
perfect. Let's see. All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for having me here this afternoon. We appreciate the invitation to just share a little bit about our BRG, which is the Washington Immigrant Network. And I will be mindful of the time. I know my time ends at 4:30. Is that correct, Abby? I just wanted to confirm with you. Okay.
Yes, if we go over a little, that's okay. We were running a little late today.
Okay, and I don't think we will, but thank you again. And I have my screen door window here, so you can see the sun peeking through between the holes of the screen window. So my apologies, and if I'm trying to keep my eyes open here. So let's go ahead and just share a little bit of information. Some of you, I noticed, you are familiar and you are a member of our BRG as well, because I recognize some of the names who are in attendance today. So just a little bit about WIN. Let me go ahead and just dive in a little bit deeper here. So this is just an overview about our BRG. So we support the professional development of immigrant state employees. So it's very similar structured with LLN. So we serve our immigrant communities, our members, our state employees. And we also have some members who have been attending our BRG that is outside of the state employment that are looking into possibly joining working for the state. So what we do is just providing support. We do educational resources. We do assistance with just having them navigate some of the resources and navigate working at the state. And then just encouraging them to be part of other BRGs as well that they may be interested in, and just being an advocate for our BRGs once they become a member and a state employee as well. So just a little bit about what we do, and you can learn more about our BRG in our website. Just wanted to share highlight our team members who have been working as volunteers for our BRG. So as you can see here, many are coming from different agencies. So some of them you may be familiar with, but these are our volunteers who have been working with us in regards to our communications. Some of them are in other committees. Some of them are in recruitment, and I will share some of that with you over the next slide here. And then our leadership team, many of you are familiar with Kim Sauer, and so she is the chair of our BRG. We also have Yvonne Moore as a secretary, and then Lorraine Lee is our executive sponsor of our BRG. A couple of things just to highlight are the activities that we are doing at WINS. We do have our monthly membership meetings as well, very similar format as LLN. We do also have career development workshops. So we do have every 2 months, we have our career development that brings in some speakers or just growth opportunities, some trainings that are available out there, workshops that may be available to help serve our members. We also have a personalized mentorship program where again, our members can be aligned and be working with mentors who have volunteered their time as well in behalf of WIN to help provide just coaching, just help career-wise, maybe interviewing, or just navigating through the state system. So we do that through our mentorship program. And so and again, our mentorship can be shared with other BRGs as well. So if this is something that you want to be part of, or you want to maybe become a mentee, this opportunity to check our website to be able to see who are the list of mentors available. And again, because we work with other BRGs out there, we would like to share that resource that are available for all the members of LLN as well. And I'll talk a little bit more about mentorship here in the next slide. But we also have social hour networking events that are available. And then we have some recruiting outreach. But as we probably know, things have changed since COVID. So we haven't really had a lot of in-person activities or recruitment or outreach for members. Or even outreach for potential job candidates coming into the state. But we do a lot of our social and networking events through an outreach virtually, so using Zoom format. The next slide just gives you a little bit of information about our mentoring program. So this is just giving you an idea, some of the benefits of becoming a mentor. So again, if you feel that you may just want to grow in becoming a mentor, helping immigrants community to either just maybe some needs, maybe, you know, interviewing, right? Or just maybe coaching them with some of their self-development or professional development. We highly encourage you to join us in becoming a mentor, or vice versa. If you would like to be a mentee, we can definitely extend and share our mentors list that are maybe available to help support you as well. Again, and there's a lot of perks or benefits of becoming a mentor. And again, not just for our BRG, but you can serve other communities and other BRGs as well. And then the commitment is really at your schedule. I know we have a time limit here, approximately 2 to 4 hours of work time per month. What we do is we just connect a mentee to our mentor, and it's up to the mentor on how they want to work with that mentee. So they make that arrangements and they schedule the time to connect however they see fit. And again, working on a particular project or areas where they need to grow or they'd like to grow. So again, the commitment time is really up to the mentors. And again, it's also up to the mentee of how much time or capacity that they would like to meet with their mentors. Just a highlight of our subcommittee teams. We do have our recruitment team, and it is led by Anu and Amel, which I shared their information in the previous slide. We also have our career development team, which is led by Allison and Alejandro. Our special project, I'm working directly with our chair, with Kim, on some of our special projects. And then we also launched advocacy subcommittee this year. This is led by Lolo and Mani. And so if there's any interest in just volunteering your time in our subcommittees, and again, in partnership with LNN, you are more than welcome to do that. And then we also have a vision of bringing in diversity subcommittee for the next year. So this is an upcoming subcommittee. And I believe that our chair had already put her foot down that she wants to be part of this, this committee when she transitioned from being a chair to just being a member or a past chair for Washington Immigrant Network. Just wanted to share a few slides of our some of the gatherings that we had. These are just some of the pictures. Again, we can only have our images via Zoom. So just took a couple of snapshots of some of the things that's happening there for us. And then this one in this slide is the special events that we have at our BRG. So as you can see, let me go back. I'm sorry, it was actually in my transition there for a second. Let me try to pause this for a second here. This is, we recently had a gathering in solidarity for the Asian communities. And this is in response to pardon me, it keeps going back. I guess my animation just kicking in for a second here, and I'm gonna have to keep going back to pausing that. So I'm not, give me 1 second. So it's just letting you know that in response to the racism and biases and crimes against Asian community, we had put this together, and we had about you can see 82 participants from different agencies who have attended, and they found this very useful. They really enjoyed the time that they got to connect with other immigrants and allies out there to help support the Asian communities during this time. And then going back to this bystander intervention, we hosted 3 sessions in April, and we have one coming up here in May. And this is again in response to just fighting against racism and crimes against Asian communities. And we appreciate the support from all the BRGs that's coming our way. And but if you'd like to join us on this, the next one is happening on May 12th, and we also have we have our reservations. You can definitely register for it online. It's on our websites as well. And then for the special project, and again, I wanted to apologize for that automation. I'm actually using the same PowerPoint for our gathering for our Immigrant Heritage Month. So the intention for this PowerPoint is to play right in the beginning of our gathering, our celebration, and ongoing, and it's happening right now in this last half of my slide here. So my sincere apologies for just technical difficulties I may be having here. So we do have that special projects, and I wanted to just highlight Victor is really a huge part of our subcommittee that's helping us with a special project for our cultural recipe book. He's leading this effort with Kim as well. And then I know that there's, I was asked to go ahead and share a little bit of information about our Heritage Month. Let me go back to that. I'm not exactly, anybody knows how to pause this slideshow? So let me just, pardon me, let me go back one more.
If you can see the slides and the notes,
yes,
there should be like a little pause button. I can't remember if it's up at the top left hand or at the bottom.
And I was doing that and it's still going. But thank you. So thanks for extending your grace to me right now. I really appreciate it. So just a little bit about the Immigrant Heritage Month celebration. We do have Governor Inslee coming in to welcome the group. And then we have our speaker, Ron Chu, who will be providing us as a keynote speaker for this event. It is from 12 to 3 p.m. on June 8th. And this is, we have registration going right now for this event. And so it's through OFM, but the link is provided for you on our website. So go ahead and just go to our event side of our website and register. You'll be able to grab that link and register for this event. We do have also a recipe demonstration that's happening. There's some highlights about this, this cultural recipe book. So there's a lot of exciting things. And again, not only this is our Immigrant Heritage Month celebration, but this is also an anniversary for WIN as a BRG. So from some of you who may recall, about 3 years ago, we were able to do this face-to-face in the Capitol Hill, in that basement. I think it was a heritage room. So this is first time that we're actually going to launch this in a virtual setting. So support, we would appreciate the support. We would love for you to join us and just network with us and connect with us as part of LN, to be, again, as an ally, as our community, to be able to just make those connections and build those relationships. And then just the last thing that I have here, just a couple of snapshots of photos. And again, the intention was to share this as well in our gathering. So I'm still working on this slide. And then the very last slide here that I have for you is just our website and our email address. And if you are interested in joining us, we only meet on first Tuesday of the month. We do have a period of 1 hour. It's a lunchtime. would like for you to join us. And that one, you don't have to register to join us. You can just let us know, or you can grab the Zoom link or details on our website and just plug it in your calendar if you're interested in joining us, or just meeting other folks for working at the state. And again, supporting the immigrants community. With that, look at that. We have about 5 minutes. I'm just going to go ahead and pause here and open it up for any questions you may have. Let me close this.
So if anybody has any questions, feel free to either raise your hand or put them in the chat.
And I just wanted to highlight one last note about the Heritage Month. Our theme this year is about our immigrant stories. That is also American stories, because of all the experiences that Asian communities have had since COVID started happening. We thought we wanted to bring voice into the immigrant stories as part of the American stories. And we'll hear some of that speaker, and we'll also have some breakout sessions that will really talk about and sharing some of those stories about migrating to United States, some of the allies that they work with in order for them to be successful and just feel that they belong, they feel that they're respected. And again, it also goes back to our employees. A lot of our employees that may be immigrants have similar stories. So there's an opportunity in a breakout room to share your story and bring those stories together and just connect and allow each other for that specific space. So with that, again, Abby, thank you so much for your invitation. And I'm not sure if there's any questions, but if you'd like to just send me an email, I'm going to go ahead and just drop my email address here, which is just win@ofm.wad.gov. Thank you, everyone. And Abby, thanks back to you. And thank you again.
Thank you, Joanne. I really appreciate you being able to be here today. I've heard a lot about your mentoring program, and I just haven't had the opportunity to really learn about it. So that was great to see all that you guys are doing. One of the questions that did come up in the chat was, do participants in your mentorship program meet as a group?
That's a really good question. We actually had one of our social hour dedicated for our mentors and mentees to meet. We structured that and we designed that our first happy hour or our social hour so in the beginning of last year. And so we haven't had a chance to do that again, but that is a great idea. Thank you for bringing that up. But yes, we had that one space, but we are, because we know that the capacity of our mentors may be limited, we're not, we wanted to be mindful, so considering that we're all remote and have a lot of things going on at home as well as workspace. But I would love to maybe put that again together for next year. But yes, we did one time, but we probably should do another one. Thank you.
Perfect. Well, like she said, if you have any other questions, Wynn's email is in the chat. It's win@ofm.wad.gov. And you guys can always email us as well, and we will make sure that Joanne gets the questions or comments. So again, thank you, Joanne, for being here.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great afternoon. Enjoy the sunshine out there. Bye-bye.
Thank you too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, we are on time now for our committee breakouts. And so with that, what I am going to do is I am opening up all the rooms, and you guys should be able to go ahead and select which subcommittee you'd like to participate in. So if you are having any trouble with it or have any questions, please feel free to let me know.